Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord Online. When this came out, it was completely out of the blue, and like everybody else there, I was completely blown away. Loading up into the servers, you're finally playing the Mount & Blade single player experience, yet there's other people. Farming, finding bandits, recruiting soldiers, going on cargo missions. Oh, was it a lot of fun, and my god, has it only got better. The Bannerlord Online mod has gone from strength to strength. The developers are only pushing this harder and harder, and the player base seems to be growing. Even now, many multiplayer mods like this just seem to drop off after a while, but Bannerlord Online doesn't seem to be doing that. And in this video, I'm going to be going over why, what's been happening since its first initial release, the updates that have come out, and what we have been graced with from the beautiful mod development team. I also have some exciting stuff about the future of Bannerlord Online, so make sure you stick around to the end for that. Now, of course, if you haven't already, go and check out my first initial overview video of when Bannerlord Online released in the first place. It basically goes into a bit of detail about everything that you can experience within the game, and granted, not much has changed since then, at least in terms of gameplay. You see, the thing with Bannerlord Online is it's trying to put the single-player campaign experience with multiplayer, but because they're having to code in everyone being able to do the same thing at the same time, they have to work from the ground up. It's very basic, but slowly but surely they're adding in more and more things that you can do as a player. But as I mentioned in that video, most of the time you'll just be going around doing the tutorial mission. You can recruit a few soldiers, get some money by doing some farming or cargo missions, and kill looters with your friends. There can be up to 5 real players joining each battle with said looters, and they can bring, of course, all their NPC soldiers with them. But one of the biggest issues and complaints that I had in my initial video was the server. There was only one server, and it was set in Russia, meaning that anyone that wasn't there would have problems with ping. Now, I was quite lucky because I have decent internet, so I wasn't finding too many issues, but when you went into the arena trying to do melee combat, you could definitely feel the lag. However, EU servers now have been added, as well as American NA servers and Chinese servers additionally. There are about 5 or 6 different regions that you can now pick between when you want to load up the game, so you should be covered when it comes to getting some beautiful low ping. And these servers aren't slacking. They're not exactly small. Even though the player base has now been split between 4 or 5 different regions, they're still completely full most of the time. I went on about 11 o'clock this morning, and there was still almost 900 people on the EU server. And that doesn't take into account the hundreds on all the other servers as well. And what's better, the EU server holds up to 1,500 people on the same game. You've seen it in the title. There's 1,500 people that can be in the same server, playing the same single player type experience all at once. Not only is this the first mod of Bannerlord to do this, but this is one of the first mods that I've seen that has done it this well in not just Mount & Blade, but any game ever, creating a full MMO experience from a game that was primarily single player. And what's more, before there was even the possibility for private servers. They can't just go and buy a server off a distributor or from Tailworlds. They've had to code it in themselves and host it themselves. I can't imagine the possibilities when Tailworlds finally release actual private servers that you can buy, so we can have our own smaller versions of these single player co-op campaigns with our friends. The options are limitless. Not only can you have up to 1,500 people on a single server now, but there are completely new enemies. At the very beginning, as I mentioned, it was pretty much just looters. You'd go around and you'd find different sized parties, but slowly but surely they started adding in more enemies. I remember when they first added in the forest bandits, they forgot to tell people, so it was about 9 o'clock at night, we were all playing, having a lot of fun, and then all of a sudden a bandit group of like 30, 40 archers showed up and just slaughtered all the new spawns. It was pretty entertaining, but a bit unfair. However, now they've all been labeled correctly and they're spawning in their correct party sizes. So not only are you going to find looters walking around, but you're also going to find forest bandits that will drop some cool equipment, and I've found you get a bit more money from killing them, and you will also find sea raider parties which have the chance of dropping shields and some swords as well. But what do you do with all this loot? Well, today, the day I'm recording this video, they have mentioned that they will be releasing a new update adding in a few new additions to how you trade within the game. The long-awaited trading license that has been a meme in the Bannerlord Online mod for so long. People asking, where do I get it? Well, it hasn't actually been within the mod yet, but today it should be added into the game once you played it. So maybe when you're seeing this video, you're going to be able to get up, pick up a trading license, meaning that you can then put all your loot and your resources and items onto the global market that other players can buy. For example, you have a shield that's pretty rare that you got from a pretty uncommon drop from some sea raiders. You might think, hey, I don't need this, I've already got a shield. Put it on the market for a few $100, maybe even a few thousand, people can buy it. And it's exciting because it's a completely player-driven economy, so we can decide how much each thing is worth. But of course, mod development comes into that a little bit with deciding how rare or common certain loot drops are. are. But not only will there be a trading license, if you want to just get rid of a few bits of junk that you got from killing looters, there will be a junk dealer that will now be put in towns along with the artisan and the other trader that can go along, chuck all your bits of tunics, hammers, sickles, pitchforks, throw them away, and you get a bit of money for that as well to clear out your inventory. I think out of all the mods, the Bannerlord Online mod has been doing some fantastic stuff, not just in terms of bringing out updates, but keeping the community active and keeping the community in the know. They've been releasing so many announcements of not just what's happening, but what's coming later on, and this is where I bring you the next chapter for Bannerlord's MMO. This is the roadmap. Now, of course, there are no release dates for any of these updates, but these are things that have been worked on that are 100% confirmed to be coming. There'll be complete clans that you can create, or you can join your friends or someone else's clan. This is something we've been waiting for ages, to be able to make our own factions to go and conquer Calradia ourselves. Once you make a clan or you join someone else's clan, you'll then get the clan's banner and their name over the squad when you're walking around, so you can see who's with your clan. It'll be cool if they add in some clan chat, or you're able to communicate in that way rather than just using something like Discord. But these clans are quite important because they'll completely change the way that you can go throughout the world. We haven't had any news on when the PvP elements will be coming in, when you can attack other players' parties, but I'm sure that will come eventually. Whether it's within the overall mod of Bannerlord Online or they put it on a separate PvP server, it'll be interesting to see. But the reason I think this is definitely coming in is because they mentioned that clans will be able to take over castles from AI. You'll be able to siege all the cities that you can see around the world map that we haven't really been able to do that much interaction with, and you'll be able to do that within your clan. People can go out and gain new land and grow your kingdom, all working together. But not only can you take these from AI, they've also stated that eventually you'll be able to take castles and cities and places from other players, meaning that eventually we'll be able to have all-out sieges in a sort of commander battle siege style from clan to clan, fighting against each other for land. Once you have captured a castle, whether it's from the AI or from another clan or another player, you'll then get some storage that anyone in your clan will be able to use. Maybe you have some valuables that you don't want to sell right now. Maybe you want to wait till the price goes up, or maybe you just have some important things that you just don't want to be sharing around with the rest of the player base. You can put them in the castle clan storage, and additionally there'll be a treasury, maybe meaning we'll eventually get ranks, with people at the top of the clan getting access to the treasury and everyone else lower down in the clan having to put some of their denars every few days into it as a sort of clan tax system, so then eventually the leaders of the clan can buy more soldiers or troops or siege weaponry or whatever they add in next. But let's move a little bit away from clans. Even if you're playing solo, you're going to be able to interact more with players that are walking around. Once you're in a settlement, in the future they're hoping to add in a system where you can barter with players, exchanging items and gold and money. There's also going to be some new battle maps, which is long awaited. At the time, most of the battle maps are very much just a repeated scene every time you go and attack some looters, but they're going to be more varied in future updates. There's additionally going to be the chance to lose items or cargo after battles, so you're going to have to very much be more wary of who you're going to battle with, or if you need more people to help you defend, maybe you're doing a trading mission where you're taking one valuable bit of cargo to another city. If you get attacked along the way, there's a chance you could be losing that, so be very, very careful. One of the smaller tweaks that are coming in is to do with cavalry. At the moment, if you go to a city and you want to recruit someone from the Khuzaits, for example, you can just go in and recruit them and upgrade them without having the need, like in the single player, to have horses in your inventory in order to upgrade troops to cavalry form. But in the future updates, that will be coming in. So if you want to get cavalry troops in your party, you're going to have to physically have horses in your inventory in order to recruit them. And this all seems well and good. And with all the roadmaps and all the updates, I'm very, very excited. But there was one bit at the end which made me flinch a little bit. It seems a little bit sus. Now, everyone knows that mod developers do this for free, and I think what the mod developers do are incredible. This mod has blown everybody's minds. I don't think anyone expected this to come, at least not even in this point of development of Bannerlord. And with that, I think the mod developers do deserve to be rewarded. So they do have Patrons and PayPal supports for people to give them some money in order to give them more time to develop the mod, and that's all well and great. However, they have mentioned that in the future, they're thinking of adding in a Wanderer character that will give rewards to people in the game that have supported them financially through Patreon and PayPal. And that seems like a good idea and kind of incentive to give back to the people that really support them through financial ways. However, it does seem a little bit suspect, as that is pay to win. That on one side, it does give the developers the money that they do deserve, because of course they're giving up their valuable time and effort and resources to make this mod, but the fact that they're then putting rewards within the game itself for people that have donated the money feels like it's going to turn into some pay to win. Now, of course, they haven't said what these rewards are going to be. They could be very inconsequential and therefore not pay to win, maybe just some aesthetic things. However, if this is a seed that grows into something more, I would be a little bit suspect of it. But that's just my opinion. Please leave your comments down below. I think everything that they have added in so far and the roadmap that's up ahead is very, very positive. I'd love to see what your overall thoughts on it and what your thoughts are about this Wanderer character, giving rewards to Patreon and PayPal supports. But please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. But until then, I will see you in the next one.